Next, we're gonna pivot a little bit. All right. So they say they, meaning Market Watch, and then the article, they say dining out is for the wealthy. What? All right, let's see what they're talking about. High income people continue to dine out in restaurants while others are cutting back. Okay, they say they cutting back. That ain't in the budget. I respect it. What's for dinner? For an increasing number of Americans, especially households making less than 150,000 a year, the average, it's like 70, 80. So making less than 150 a year, the answer doesn't involve going into a restaurant. And when people do go out to eat, they are spending less money. Yeah. Battered by higher than normal food prices. Yeah, them prices are high. They need to cut it. Sheesh. Some consumers are pulling back on their spending and the restaurants are feeling the effects. Yeah, man, you raising those prices. People got a threshold. They like, man, I might as well just make me some groceries. And I might as well go get groceries so I can prepare a meal and I can have leftovers and get multiple meals out of that. And so the dollar can go further. Uh, The owner of pancake chain IHOP and restaurant chain Applebee's said in its earnings call on Wednesday that fewer consumers earning 50,000 a year and below visited its restaurants in the past quarter. Wow, that's okay. Even when they do, they are more aggressively managing the amount they spend. I'm wondering, you getting that? Are they getting that tip? Is that factored into the tip? Oh man, come on now. Don't do our waitresses like waiters and waitresses like that now. Now make sure they still getting that tip now. All right. Although some higher income guests have traded down to eat at the company's cheaper restaurants, behavioral changes are most pronounced among lower income consumers. He said the most impactful change in consumer behavior is clearly the 50,000 and below segment. Payton said on the call, Dime Brands Global did not immediately respond to the Market Watch request for comments. Yeah, they're gonna probably be a little slow on that because you're gonna have to answer more questions than that. Um, the owner of Olive Garden and the Capitol Grill said on a March earnings call that visits from diners earning more than 150 a year were higher during its last quarter than they were at the same time the previous year. Okay, year over year, I hear you. While visits from diners with an annual income below 75, there you go, declined at every brand. They like, that ain't in the budget. Hey, I respect that. Hey, I like that. I like that. Live below your means until you increase your means. The shift was most pronounced in Darden's fine dining segment. Yeah, ain't nobody doing that A5. I ain't gonna say ain't nobody. I still like an A5 every once in a while. I ain't gonna lie to you. In fact, nationally, only diners from households earning over 200,000 a year spent money in restaurants more often in 2023 than they did in 2019. I mean, that makes sense though. Diners from families earning below 45,000 with kids pulled back. Yeah, hey, that daycare, man. Woo! You got multiple kids. Plus that food. Oof, man, gotta figure stuff out. In 2024, inflation is the dominant narrative. He told Market Watch that's part of the reason lower income families with kids are trimming their spending the most. Yeah, yeah. When you need to feed a family of four, there's a little sticker shock at the end of the meal. Heck yeah, you can be able to spend $1.50 for kids. You're like, dang, what we get? Because you got to also think about the inflation; it's increasing, and so they passing that cost off to the diners, the folks that are eating. Uh, you and I. There are two main types of consumer spending at restaurants at the moment. He said one is looking for an experience. That's me. I always be looking for an experience for special occasion where they can share food and enjoy a good time with friends and family. The other is looking for convenience at a lower price point. Yeah. Diners are ordering fewer and smaller meals. Hey, That's good. That could be a good thing though, make getting a little shape too. That'd be cool. Menu prices are rising faster than grocery prices. Yeah, hit that grocery store up. Yeah, buddy. Prices for food away from home or restaurant food were up 4.2% in March from the same month a year ago. Yeah, I'm seeing it too. I'm definitely noticing places that we go, I'm seeing it be more costly. Uh, because dining out is a splurge for many consumers. It's often the first thing to go. That's a fact. When people want to trim their budget. Although inflation has eased, 42% of Americans surveyed by the Bank of America, 88.18% Institute in November said they plan to pull back their spending on dining out in 2024. The average meal in fine dining is almost $50 per person, up from 41.18 in 2019. Okay. Yeah, that's just putting it in real numbers. That's roughly enough to cover one entree plus a 20% tip. Yep. 20% minimal. Don't be low balling, folks. But even eating at fast food restaurant, nah, we don't do fast food. The average price, the fast food restaurant increased to $5.93. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it just stuff is just going up, man. Darden restaurants, diners have been ordering fewer items in addition to their main entree compared to, oh yeah, you ain't getting no wings with that pizza. Cause with that pizza, not happening. And you're gonna think twice on getting some alcohol. Hey, this might be a good thing, able to cut out some of those habits that might not be beneficial to us. Huh. Imagine that. Inflation forcing us to make better choices that lead to us being more healthy. Hey, that's a different way to put a framing on it. Restaurant worker wages are rising, but diners are having a hard time swallowing that change. Yeah, it's talking about Cali with the 20 an hour minimum wage. All they're going to do is pass that cost off to the consumers. That's all they're doing. Just looking here, just seeing if there's anything else interesting to share uh with my community here. Uh, yeah. So what we'll close here is one thing that what did they say? One thing that was great about cheap services is that even lower income people got to enjoy them. So they got to go to restaurants too. Yeah. Definitely. Going to restaurants is an experience. I mean, you get to get out of the house. Everybody's been working. Maybe the kids going to school. I do remember growing up where we looked forward, we didn't go out a lot, but when we did, we enjoyed it. We looked forward to it. It was definitely an experience. So, I do understand the aspect of like it being an experience where in an outing for the family is just, it's getting more costly to where it's gonna run into them pocket and as the old folks say, that pocketbook, it's gonna run it, you're gonna have to come out with some more money at the end, and it's gonna cost you more because of inflation. But I wanted to share that. They're saying dining out is starting to be more for the wealthy. So, hey, I don't know. Let's continue to level up. That way, we're on that wealthy side, and we have the option to go out or not. But I think it do still sometimes come to a point where stuff can be so expensive, so costly to where even you're like, I don't want to pay that. I'm gonna go get a fillet myself, and I'm gonna cook it, and I'm gonna create an experience at the house. So like figuring out like what that every family has that threshold of what that looks like. At least in my opinion, that's what I think about. All right, so I have one last article for you, and I'm going somewhere. So we talked about the layoff, Walmart and the layoffs. We talked about we just talked about let me see what we talked about. The Walmart cuts, layoffs, forced layoff, or whatever, opting in to lay off, however you want to frame it. They trying to get you up out of there because they know everybody not about to relocate. Student loan, we talked about the student loans. My only thing there is don't wait. Like, don't wait for the government to do anything. Start putting a plan together to execute and get that up out your life. dining out. Hey, more they saying it's more of a wealthy game, dining out now, eating out, fine dining. Any 150 or less, under 150,000, people ain't eating out as much. I can see that.